Hello, my dear viewers and students. Welcome to Rahul's classroom. Today's video that is mainly intended to the students or the persons those who already completed their plus 2 or degree courses and those who are working as an accountant, because many of these students or the peoples are facing some struggles while passing the journal entries. So today's our topic, how to pass the journal entries or how to prepare the journal without any mistakes. Okay, so our today's highlight related with two terms, say AED and LIC. AED and LIC. Okay, AED means remunerator dirhams and LIC means Life Insurance Corporation. So now you have some doubts about what's connection with accounting. That means what is the correlation of these two terms with the accounting. Please just wait and see. We are not discussing the meaning of accountancy or the objectives of accountancy. We are directly moving into the topic of journal entries. In case when we are analyzing the accounting, we can see the accounting that is related with only four terms, say assets, expenses, liabilities, incomes or revenue. That means the total accounting which is related only with these four terms. So for passing the journal entries perfectly, we must have the knowledge about these four terms. If we understand or understood these terms properly, we can pass the entries without any difficulties. But a clear-cut idea or knowledge about these terms are compulsory or it is very essential. So first of all, we are discussing the term assets. What is the meaning of assets? In case when we are checking the meaning of assets in our accounting textbooks, we can see many definitions or many meaning though. Like it is an economic resources or it's a financial resources used by the etc. etc. But we are not discussing such definitions here. We are discussing about the common meaning of assets. Assets means the different things which are very essential for doing an activity. Whatever may be the activity. That means in case when we are doing an activity, like say for example studying, it's an activity, or playing football, that's an activity. Whatever may be the activity, we need the help of certain things. So the term assets simply means the items which are used for doing or while performing an activity. Say for example, what is the process going here or what is the activity going here now? That is teaching learning. It is also an activity like the buses. Bus is an activity. They are also performing certain activities there. Likewise, the teaching learning instead of business is an activity. Teaching learning is an activity, and for performing this activity, we need the help of many things. Say, for example, we need the help of, first of all, we need the help of building. Then, similarly, we need the help of furniture. We need the help of textbooks. Again, we need the help of say AC, air conditioner, or we need the help of say electric sanitary items. Then similarly, we need the books. That means notebook. Then again, similarly next one, pen, pencil, etc. Then again electricity. Many other remaining there. But we need these things for doing our activity. That means teaching, learning process or activity. Okay. Here we classify these into two groups now. That means these are the different things which are very essential for doing our activity, and conveniently we can group these items into two here, first group items and again the second group items. And again here in this case, please check the items which are inserted in the first group. That is buildings, furniture, textbooks, AC or electric sanitary items, etc. What's the specialty of these items? That means in this case we are using these items. That means while performing this activity we are using these items continuously. That means the first group items continuously. But check here, books, that means notebooks, pen, pencil, etc., electricity. In this case, this group of items, we are consuming such items. That means their life is limited or a single time use only. Okay. So these items are termed as, that means the items which are used is termed as asset now. The items which are used for doing or while performing an activity is termed as a assist, because what? We can use such items for many times. You understand the meaning of difference between use and consumption? In case when we are consuming an item, its value will be gradually reduced. Say for example, we know the use of or life of a notebook, or we know the life of a pen, or we know the life of the electricity bill, etc. Their life is very limited. Such items, that means these items are very essential for doing this activity, but we are not using, instead we are consuming such items now. Okay, so the items which are used is termed as assets. Again, the items which are consumed is termed as expense. Okay, that means while doing an activity or for performing an activity, we need the help of different things. These items may be either used or consumed. Okay, the items which are consumed or the values which are consumed is termed as expenses, but the items which are or things or the properties or the equipments which are used for doing an activity is termed as assets now. I think you understood the meaning of the asset and the expenses perfectly. So listen now. The items which are consumed, that means in case when we are consuming an item, its value will be gradually reduced. Okay, that means say check the value or the electricity bill. Its life maximum extends up to a period of 2 months now, maximum. And we know the life of a notebook. But check the life of the buildings or the I think you understood the meaning of asset continuously. So asset means the items which are used continuously for doing an activity. But the term expenses means the items which are consumed or the goods or the value which are consumed for doing an activity. Okay. So in case of business concern, what are the various assets of them? They are using the say buildings or the AC or the furniture or the machines. Okay, again cash. Okay. And the term asset also include one more term there. The amount due to it from others. This is also include, that means the amount receivable from others is also a part of the total assets, because why? That's the right of the business concern. Okay, so the term assets means the items which are used including the rights of the organization, say the amount which is receivable from others. Okay, and the term expense means the value of goods or services consumed. Okay, the next term, say the liabilities. What's the meaning of liabilities? Liabilities means the amounts which are repayable to others. Repayable to others. Either for loan taken or money borrowed or goods purchased. That means whatever written refundable or amounts which are refundable or repayable to others. then constitute the meaning of liabilities. Say for example, in case when we took a loan, it's a liability. When we borrowed money from others, it's a liability. When we purchase goods on credit, that means creditors, that's a liability. And also the capital. Capital means it's an internal liability. Capital is an internal liability, because why? That is refundable or repayable to the owner or the owners at the time of closing or winding up of the organization. Okay. So the term liabilities means the receipts which are refundable. Okay. That means once we are receiving such amount, but it should be refunded or it is repayable. Next one, incomes or revenue, that is termed as non-refundable receipts. Non-refundable receipts are categorized as incomes. That means both are receipts, say the liabilities are receipts and revenue or incomes are also receipts, but one is refundable and the other one is not refundable. That means in case when a business concern made or received certain revenues, it should not be refundable, and if it is refundable, that is categorized as some liabilities. Okay, so the term liabilities means the amounts or the debts of the organizations or the obligations of the organization, and the revenue or the income means the receipts received by the business concern from their trading or non-trading activities. But remember, one condition is it should not be refunded or refundable. It should not be refunded. Never a business concern is retaining or refunding the revenue or incomes of them. Okay, so I think you understood the meaning of these four terms correctly now. So once again, the term assets means the items which are used, including the rights as well as the amounts which are receivable from others. Okay, expenses means the value of goods or services consumed. Say for example, I am telling some examples now. Say for example, in our home we are using the gas and gas cylinder. So can you categorize the gas cylinder as asset or expense now? Gas cylinder isn't? Yes, it is an asset, because why? We are not consuming the gas cylinder. Instead, we are using such gas cylinder. Then, but gas is an expense, because why? We are consuming such item now. Similarly, the mobile is an asset, because why? We are not consuming the mobiles, instead we are using the mobile. But the recharge coupon, it's a recharge coupon of the mobile, it is an expense, because why? We are consuming such recharge values, because why? When we are using the phones or when we are using such coupons, its value will be reducing or value will be gradually reduced. Okay, so liabilities, incomes, both are receipts, but one is refundable and the other one is not refundable. Okay, now we are discussing how to pass the journal entries. Okay, so before discussing this matter, we are discussing some other things now. Say for example, here in mathematics, we are using two contrasting attributes, positive and negative. Okay, in mathematics we are using two contrasting attributes, positive and negative. Similarly, in the world of colors, we are using two contrasting colors, say black and white. Black and white. Okay, listen here. In mathematics, we are using positive figure and negative figures. It's a contrasting figures or contrasting attributes in mathematics. And again, in the color world or the world or in case of colors, we are using two contrasting colors, say black and white. Similarly, in accountancy, we are using two contrasting attributes, say debit and credit. Debit and credit here. Okay. So, this is now we are connecting these items now. Then, so in mathematics, we are using two contrasting attributes, say positive and negative, and the colors we can say black and whites are the contrasting colors. So suppose, listen, we are discussing the positive and negative now. Say a positive figure can be increased by charging further positive. A positive figure can be increased by charging further positive. Okay. And again, a negative figure can be further increased by charging negative only. At numerical value. Okay. Similarly, a positive figure can be reduced by charging negative, and a negative figure can be reduced by charging positive. Okay. So listen now. A positive figure can be enhanced by further positive, and a negative figure can be increased by charging further negative, and a positive figure is reduced by charging negative, and a negative figure is reduced by charging positive. It's a common law. We know this principle because we study these things in our very lower classes. Okay. And again, in case if you are taking the matter of black and white, black and white. Listen now. The color of white or the whiteness of black and white, they are the contrasting colors, and a black color can be increased by charging black. Okay. Similarly, a black color can be reduced by charging white. Okay. Then again, white color can be increased by charging white. Then again, white color can be reduced by charging black. Okay. So again, a black color can be further increased by charging black. That means the darkness of a black color is increased by charging only black, and the darkness of black is reduced by charging white, and the brightness of white color is further increased by charging white only, and the whiteness of white color is reduced by charging black. Okay, so in case of positive figures, that can be increased by charging further positive. A white color can be increased by charging further white. Again, a negative figure can be increased by charging negative, and that black color is increased by charging further black. And in case when they are reducing, we are charging opposite colors or the opposite attributes. Okay. Similarly, here in case of accountancy, we are using two contrasting attributes, say debit and credit. Debit and credit now. Debit and credit. They are the contrasting attributes in accounting, like the positive or negative or black and white. We told a positive figure can be increased by charging for the positive, that is by charging the same sex now. And a white color can be increased by further charging by increased by charging further white. Similarly, a debit item can be increased by charging only debit. Okay, a debit item can be increased by charging only for the debit. Then similarly, a debit item can be reduced by charging credit. Okay. Then a credit item can be increased by charging further credit. Then a credit item can be reduced by charging debit now. So in all these contrasting items, we are following the same pattern or same style. That means a positive figure can be increased by charging positive again. A white color can be increased by charging white again. A debit item can be increased by charging debit again. And when we are reducing, that means when the positive or the white or the debit is reducing, we are charging opposite now, opposite sex now. That means a positive figure can be reduced by charging negative. A white color can be reduced by charging black. A debit item can be reduced by charging credit. So logic of all these contrasting items are same, not different at all. Okay, so when a debit item is increasing, it should be debited further. Again, when a credit item is increasing, it has to be credited again. Then when a debit item is reducing, it should be credited. When a credit item is reducing, it should be debited now. This is the principle behind behind the journal entries actually. Okay. So listen. Here we discuss three contrasting attributes in three different principles or knowledges, like positive and negative, then black and white. Similarly, in our subject or in our knowledge or discipline, say debit and credit. Okay. Now we are going to check the term AED and the LIC. Yes. Our next duty is not to categorize or to identify what are all the debit items and what are all the credit items. For this, we can use the term AED and LIC. Okay. Here the term AED, A for asset, E for expense, and D for debit. Similarly, L for liability, and I for income, and C for credit now. Okay, so AED means, previously we told that Arab Emirate dirhams, that is now converted into our language. A for asset, E for expense, D for debit. Then again, LIC, L for liability, I for income, and C for credit. Okay. Then again, the question, how can we increase a debit item? By debiting the item again. How can we increase a credit item? It should be credited further. How can we reduce a debit item? By charging credit. And how can we reduce a credit item? By charging debit. So what are the debit items here? Asset and expenses are basically showing a debit nature. And when they are increasing, it should be debited further. That means when the assets and expenses are increasing, it should be debited further. Similarly, when the liabilities and incomes are increasing, it should be credited again. And when these items are reducing, say for example, when the asset and expenses are reducing, it should be credited. Okay. And when the liabilities and incomes are reducing, it should be debited. Remember, when an item increasing, it doesn't mean we are debiting. When an asset and expenses are increasing, it should be debited only, because why? A debit item can be increased by charging only debit. Then credit item can be increased by charging only credit, and they are reduced by charging opposite effect now, or opposite sex now. That means debit items can be reduced by charging credit, and credit items are reduced by charging debit now. So what are the debit items here? Asset and expenses are showing basic nature, say debit, and liabilities and incomes are showing a credit nature. Now we are going to illustrate some transactions. Okay. Okay, now we can check the second transaction, say opened a bank account. In this case also, first of all, we are catching the two aspects, say bank and cash are the two aspects now. So after catching the two aspects, what is the next duty? To categorize them as asset, expense, income, or a liability. In this case, both are assets now, both are assets. Then next, what is next duty? To check the practical impact of this transaction into these accounts. What happened to our bank balance now? Bank balance is increasing, and at the same time cash balance is reducing, or cash is going out. That means both are assets here, both are showing the same nature debit, but one debit nature item, that means one asset item is increasing and the other asset or debit nature item is reducing. And how can we reduce a debit nature item? Okay, a debit nature item is reduced by charging credit only. So which account or which item is reducing here? Which asset or which debit nature item is reducing here? That is cash. And the bank balance is increasing, that means bank is an asset, that shows debit nature. Therefore, bank account should be further debited now. So the entry here, bank account debtor to cash. Okay. Again, next purchase of goods. Purchase of goods. In this case, similarly, first of all, we are catching the two aspects, purchase and cash are the two aspects. And purchase, what's the category of purchase? Purchase is an expense. And again, cash is an asset now. Purchase is an expense and cash is an asset now. Both are debit nature item, because why? AED. Asset and expense are showing only which nature? Only the debit nature. Here, purchase is an expense, and remember, my dear students, when any expenditure incurred, that may be either paid or unpaid, okay, then the total expenses are increasing. In case when the firm paid or spent any penny for the expense, their total expenses are increasing. So now in this case, the firm paid certain amount for the expenses, that means for the purchase, thus we can say the total expenses are increasing. And cash, what happened to cash now? Cash is going out or cash is reducing. That means both are debit nature items, both asset and expense. Here expenses are increasing, that means debit nature item expense is increasing, therefore it should be debited. So what is the entry here? Purchase account debtor to cash. Okay. Next one, sale of goods. Sale of goods, what are the two aspects here? Cash and sales. Cash and sales are the two aspects here. Cash and sales are the two aspects. And then after we are categorizing them as asset, expense, etc. So cash is an asset and in sale it's an income. Sale is a major revenue of a business concern. Okay. And what happened to cash? In case when we sold certain commodities to others, our cash is increasing though. Cash is an asset. That shows debit nature item, debit nature, and that is increasing now. Cash is a debit nature item, that is increasing, and sale is an income. All incomes are showing credit nature, that means LIC, liabilities, and incomes are showing credit nature. Therefore, sale is income, that is showing a credit nature, that is also increasing here. So again, how can we increase a debit item? By charging further debit. How can we increase a credit item? By charging credit to the concerned item. Okay, so which debit nature item is increasing here? Cash is an asset, that's debit nature, that is increasing. Therefore, it should be debited here. So what's the entry here? Cash account debtor. Again, sale is an income. It is also increasing, and again it's a credit nature item that is increasing, and this increase is executed by giving further credit to sales. So again, two sales here. Then next one, purchase of machinery. Purchase of machinery. So what are the two aspects here? Purchase of machinery, machinery and cash. Machinery and cash. Machinery and the cash, and then categorizing, machinery is an asset and cash is also an asset now. What happened to machinery? In case when we purchase machinery, the total value of machinery with us is increasing. And what happened to cash now? Cash is going out or cash is reducing. And again, machinery is an asset that is increasing with us, and cash is going out, that is reducing. And listen now, both are debit nature item. One debit nature item is increasing and the other debit nature item is reducing. Okay, so how can we reduce a debit nature item? By charging credit. And how can we increase a debit nature item? By charging debit again. So here, machinery account should be debited now. So machinery account debtor to cash. To cash. Okay. The next one, purchase the goods on credit. That means here in this case the firm is purchasing certain goods without paying cash immediately. That means they are purchasing goods without paying money now. That means that creates some obligation. And again, when we purchase goods without paying cash, that is termed as a credit transaction, and that leads to increase in our creditors, and creditors are our liability. So what are the two aspects here? Creditors and purchase. Creditors and the purchase now. Creditors and the purchase. Creditors is a liability, and again purchase is an expense now. Purchase and expense. Creditors is our liability. That shows which nature? Credit nature. LIC. L means liability. All liabilities are showing credit nature, and this credit nature item is increasing here. And what happened to our expense now? We told that in case when any expenditures are incurred, it may or may not be paid. Okay, so our total expenses are increasing. So our expenses are also increasing. That means purchase is an expense that is increasing. That shows a debit nature. That means a debit nature item is increasing and a credit nature item is increasing. So purchase account is a debit nature item that is increasing. Therefore, it should be debited now. So purchase account added to creditors now. Creditors. Then suppose next transaction, sold goods on credit. Sold the goods on credit. In this case, what are the two aspects there? Sales and debtors. Sales and debtors. These are the two aspects of this one. Sold goods on credit. So the entry now. So the two aspects there are sales and debtors. Sales and debtors. And sale, we told previously, it's an income. It's an income. And what happened to our income now? Our income is increasing. That means in case when the firm is undertaking sales, their total income is increasing. Therefore, sales income, that shows credit nature, and again that is increasing. Okay. And debtors, it's a right of the organization. That means debtors means the persons on to whom goods are sold on a credit basis, or the person, those who are then liable to pay certain amount to our business concern. Okay, so debtors, it is an asset. And again, what happened to our right now? What happened to our right? Our right to receive money from them is also increasing. That means debtors is an asset that shows debit nature, that is increasing. And sales, that's an income that shows credit nature, that's also increasing. That means how can we increase a credit nature item? By charging credit only. And how can we increase a debit nature item? By charging debit again. Therefore, the entry now, debtors account debtor to sales now. Okay, so this is a way of passing journal entries. So while passing the journal entries, please catch the two aspects firstly and categorize them as asset, expense, liability or income. Then check the practical impact of these transactions into this account. Suppose another example, wages paid by check. Suppose wages paid by check. In this case, what are the two aspects now? Wages and bank. Wages and bank are the two aspects now. Wages and bank, because in this case, the firm is paying their expense of wages through their bank account. It won't affect the cash balance of the concern. Automatically, it will be taken from where? From the bank account of the business concern. Okay, so wages is an expense. Wages is an expense, and bank, it is an asset. Bank is an asset. Both are showing debit nature. AED. A for asset, E for expense, D for debit now. But again here, our expenses are increasing. Our expenses are increasing, and what happened to our bank balance? That is reducing here. So what's the entry? What's the entry? Then again, so what happened to bank balance now? That is reducing. So a debit nature item is increasing, another debit nature item is reducing. That means which debit nature item is increasing here? Wage, that's an expense. That debit nature item is increasing. Therefore, it should be debited here. So what's the entry here? Wages account debtor to bank. Okay. Then similarly, next transaction, suppose cash received from debtors. Cash received from debtors. In this case, what are the two aspects? Cash and the debtors. Cash and the debtors are the two aspects involved in this transaction. Okay. So cash is an asset. Debtors is also an asset now. Cash is an asset and debtors means the persons on to whom goods are sold on a credit basis. That means, remember, debtors are arising when the firm is making credit sales. Credit sales means selling goods without receiving cash. So that's right. In such case, the firm has a right to receive certain money from that person or a group. Okay, so it's a right of the organization. Therefore, it is an asset. Again, cash is an asset now and debtors is also an asset now. In case when they repaid any amount to our business concern, debt due from them is reducing. That means debtors are reducing. And here the cash is an asset, that is increasing. Our right to receive money is reducing. Okay, that means cash is an asset, debtors is also an asset, but cash is increasing, debtors are reducing here. Okay, so cash is a debit nature item that is increasing, therefore it should be debited further. So cash account debtor to debtors is the entry now. Cash account to debtors. Another example, suppose cash paid to creditors. Cash paid to creditors now. Okay, so in this case also one of the two aspects now, cash and the creditors. Cash and the creditors. Cash is an asset. Cash is an asset and creditors it's a liability. Creditors is a liability. That means in such case the firm is liable to pay certain amount to them. Therefore it's a liability. Now what happened? The firm is making certain payment to them. So what is actually happening though? Our liability towards such person is reducing. That means creditors are reducing, and what happened to our cash? Cash is also reducing now, because why? Cash is going from the firm. So here cash is a debit nature item because AED, and again creditors liability that shows credit balance because LIC. So cash is an asset that is reducing. How can we reduce a debit nature item? By giving opposite effect, that means opposite sex, that means by charging credit to them. And the creditors that shows credit nature, that's also reducing here. A credit nature item can be reduced by charging only debit. So what's the entry here? Creditors account debtor to cash. Okay, now, so this is a way of passing journal entries. So while passing the journal entries, first of all, please catch the two aspects involved there. Then after, please classify them as asset, expense, liability or income. And we know all the assets and expenses are basically showing which character or which nature here, debit nature. And liabilities and incomes are showing only credit nature. Reasons are there. We will discuss the reason later. Okay. And finally, I'm telling one more example or one more transaction now. That means, what's the entry for a newborn baby in a livestock industry? What's the entry? That means they gave birth to a new baby there. What's the entry? What's the impact now? It is not a comedy now, it's a serious one now. That means a newborn baby in a livestock industry. So in this case also, what is actually happening there? Their livestock is increasing. Livestock is their asset. Livestock is their asset. That shows debit nature and that is increasing. Therefore, we know that should be debited now. And at the same time, the investment of the owner, that means the capital investment or the profit of Mr. Owner or the owners are increasing. That means capital is increasing. So what is the entry here? The entry will be livestock account to capital. Okay, so this is a way of passing the journal entries perfectly. So please follow this pattern for passing the journal entries. And again, my dear students, today we are winding up the class. And if you like these videos, please kindly share and subscribe my channel. Okay.